Hello everyone. Today is October 27th and this is the mold I'll be doing. I am going to be fighting the weather here. It is 18 degrees outside and it is barely 72 in my art room. So I have my heat mat out. Of course I will pour the resins separately and warm them before I mix them. I have regained my voice. It was, I think, due to just being maybe overly tired, highly exhausted, I think. But I've been taking some time to rest. So, no, I'm not actually sick. It's just once in a while, weird things with me happen, like losing my voice or just feeling a drag in general. And that right now is kind of the situation because of the weather. I'm a hibernator, so most times through the cold and the snow season, I tend to want to curl up in the chair or on the bed, all cozied up, nice and warm, cup of hot cocoa, and knit or crochet so that I'm still being productive, but I'm still being nice and warm. Our season is not really early here. Our cold usually begins at night somewhere around the end of September to beginning of October, and then the snow usually begins either on Halloween or a week or two before Halloween. So we're on schedule here, which means that we will be cold here all the way through March into April and sometimes even May. It will start warming up around that time, but the night times will still stay cold. It's not the worst place to live, not weather-wise. I was born in Oregon and in the snow season, so I actually enjoy the snow. It's just the freezing cold that really puts havoc into my life. As I age, I take it a lot less easy than I used to. However, the heat makes me melt anytime it gets above 74 to 75 degrees, so I can't move to any place more southern. So I will deal with the cold here. I do appreciate all my viewers. I have hit that 250 subscriber goal before my birthday. I want to thank every one of you that subscribed and watch my videos. I can't express how much that means to me, nor can I express how much it means to me that I have gained an adoptive family and really good friends out of many of you. I appreciate it. I'm serious. You cannot believe how much that just means to me. Anyways, okay, sad sack crap over. Thank you for that birthday goal being realized. And then on to this. This, of course, is out of that other series that I did with the two scarecrows. This also is a pumpkin scarecrow. A little bit more, I think, elaborate work to be done. His hands are outstretched on the, what do you call it? Oh, the cross thing that they put scarecrows up on. And there are toadstools, mushrooms, down here at the bottom. So, with that being said, there's also a lantern here, I noticed. I didn't see that ever before. Excuse the icky fingernails, but yeah, I've been busy. But there is a lantern here, so that is going to have to be dealt with before anything else. And so the colorations I have, I'm going to have yellow right here in the center of the lantern for that yellow light. And then I will more than likely place the copper right above that. I am thinking also copper and purple for these mushrooms here. I don't know, maybe, yeah. But orange for his face, the major part of his face, and his hands are going to be green. I'm going to go ahead and put purple in his eyes. I wanted to try that cat's eye powder in them, but I'm afraid that it won't work because it's going to be statically brushed on. So, well, I'm just going to give it a shot anyways. His clothing, I'm not too sure. I think I'll leave it, and it will have the background coloring. His hay area around his neck will have the yellow. So I'm going to begin a little bit right now, but I will finish it off camera and then come back when it's done. Okay, so let's begin. I'm not sure which way I want to approach this, because unfortunately things seem to disappear in my house, and I've been looking for my special brushes that I use for this, but I can't seem to find them. They're just missing. So we're going to improvise with Q-tips. These old cotton swabs come in use a lot for me. And we're just going to go ahead and get the yellow in where I want it to go on that lantern. I want to get it burnished in really well. I'm going to go ahead with the straw areas in the yellow. And of course I will be cleaning off the excess around them. Yeah, see, these cotton swabs don't want to get in there. So I'm just going to dump it in as well as I can. Maybe, I don't like using the micro brushes because they scratch your mold. I noticed that when I first used them, they scratched the first mold I ever used with them, and well, I don't want my molds all dug up. Oh, I'll tell you, December 11th, can't get here soon enough to get that appointment over with for my eyes. And then all I got to do is wait for the glasses to get shipped here when they're done. They are going to give me a prescription for sunglasses as well because of the damage I did to my eyeballs when I was dumb enough to step out and try to see the closeness of how the sun and the moon were in relation to each other in the sky, and yeah, did some bit of damage there. But I'm telling you, I thought for sure it had a lot longer time, but apparently the coronal damage can be caused by just the two being that close without the actual meeting of them. So, yeah, I kind of goofed it. But, you know, we live and learn. It's how life is. Now, he's got a spine showing here, so I'm not sure how I want to do that. Probably in silverish white, or because I don't have any true white for some reason. Does anybody have any true white when you order pigments? I have looked and looked and looked, and every one I have purchased has come out with a silver to it. A pearlized effect. So I'm not sure what's going on. Okay, so that frog has joined my throat again. But I'm going to go ahead and continue anyway. I would like to get the purple, I think, on his eyes real quick. No, I'm going to have to get the orange on his face first, because otherwise the purple will end up getting down in there and I'll end up wiping it back off. I do like these micas from Temu. They're very very well pigmented. They adhere very well. It's the ones that are powdered that don't, so you always have to work harder. Alright, I can see a ridge right there for like a scar or an eyebrow showing up. I've got this focused as well as I can, but it doesn't listen to me very well. It's on autofocus. If I take it off, I come up with even greater issues. Yeah, it's got kind of a scar tissue right there. It's got a little itty bitty nose I've got to try to work around here. And of course I have to work up the sides in order to make sure that the full face is, the full head is pumpkin colored. Come over here, get up some of the excess onto the swab. Turn it in so I can see a little bit better, and maybe you can too. Nope, it's still fuzzy, isn't it? So let's try. I was going to try looking at the monitor to do it, but nope, impossible for me to do that. Try to get down in there past that nose. Well, I'm just going to cover it and then I'll go ahead and come back because I have to cover the mouth too. Alright, I'm going to let you go and I'm going to go ahead and continue to try to get him colored in, and I'll be back soon. Alright, I got done what I wanted to get done. The only thing I haven't done is his arms and the vest and the rest of his clothes. And I decided that I'm not going to do those in brush pattern. I am just going to fill it with this really lovely dark blue. And I might actually even add a little bit of black to that, and that's all going to go in the resin. Sorry about the fading in and out, but the white balance is on auto adjust, and okay, yeah, I have to deal with it. Sorry. I will figure a way to fix that if I can. Alright, back in a few minutes after the resin is mixed. Alright, I am at the point now where I can add the mica. I put both A and B to warm for close to an hour. And that I came back, there were no bubbles, but then of course I had to pour them together and mix them, which created, of course, bubbles. So it's going to sit after I get the mica in for about 10 minutes. And this is what I've stopped with on doing with the mica powders to paint with. So I'm going to go ahead and set him aside for a minute and get this blue mica in. Very pretty blue mica. And I do want it very dense. So I'm going to put some here. And then I'm going to wet it down a little bit. Try to keep it from the edges for a moment. Get it down in there. Yes, you're probably hearing Big John right now. He's being a little pill. He wants in my room. He can't go in my room like Rex can because he has a tendency to use my bed as a toilet once in a while. So, yeah, he's not allowed in there by himself. Alright, I think that's all the pigment I'm going to need. Wipe this off real fast. Set it aside. And let's get this mixed in all the way. And I do have it still sitting on my heat mat. Remember, when you're sitting on the heat mat, you are lowering your work time. Hence why I've had so many boo-boos with it trying to get too thick too fast. Just losing track of the time helps in that problematic situation. That's why in some of my videos you'll hear my voice asking my husband what time on the video. I'm not asking him what time it is, I'm just asking for the time on the video so that I don't go over my allowed mixing time and pouring time for this resin. And as in my other videos, you'll notice that in the later ones here for this series, I am using Resincrete, or not Resincrete, excuse me, wow. gone to sleep, but I am using Tea Expert's Crystal Clear Resin. I do have some deep resin from them, but I have yet to use that. So I don't know how that reacts to things, but I'm thinking I'm going to be finding out pretty soon. That's got some beautiful swirls in it. I love that. Just making sure that mica is fully incorporated. I do have a standby mold in case this is too much, because this really doesn't look as deep as the other ones were in certain areas. But you never can tell. So I'm going to leave the stick in while I pour and try to hold it just in a certain way. And we're going to begin in his face. Allow it to run where it needs to run. Now before he gets filling up any more, I will move him to the side where I need him to be. And start pouring slowly into these mushrooms. Boy, he is so vocal at times. Hush, young man. Don't talk back. Just hush. So now he's going to come over here and poke me. Stop. This is definitely a mold in which you need to take your time getting it poured so that it has time to run up into all the little crevices a little at a time. And yes, it is also quite uneven on the edging, so it's iffy on whether you can get it to dome without a problem. I'll let that back down out of there. And definitely going to grab a secondary mold here. Don't have one prepared, but there's always the skull. So we're going to put him right about here. Wow, am I going to fill a whole skull? So yes, definitely the mold I'm doing as the primary is most definitely nowhere near 200 mil. Probably not even around 100 mil. Alright, that one's filled, that one's filled. I need to fill a couple more. So we'll let that drip off right there. Set it down. And the unevenness that I was experiencing before was because, as you might be able to see, there are bubbles right here that form from the heat under your silicone. So always check that before your next pour. Okay, I think that's all I can get into that skull. Unless I tilt him forwards. I'm going to go ahead and risk just a little bit more here. Alright, now I gotta find a small mold to put that in. And you know what? I've got that little witch earring set. Didn't get it cleaned out all the way, apparently. Okay. So we're going to set that right here. I'm going to pour this side. Well, after I get that hair that I can see. Okay. Let that find its way. Big John, get down. Big John, I said, get down. Okay. Now the last time I noticed that she had gotten a couple bubbles trapped a little bit. So I'm going to take this little tool here and I'm going to come in from the top of each one of these little areas and pull it away. It's a little harder to do when it's fully domed. And yes, I am very, very lightly touching this to the mold. Just enough to pull up bubbles. just got to make sure they have both the same doming and find another mold. Let me see. Well, no, I don't want to do those. Let me see. Well, I doubt this is going to fill it all the way for these. And I really wanted to kind of paint them a little bit, but I'll paint them after. Allow it to find its way. Yeah. Okay, going to have to switch tactics here a little bit. Try to get a little bit more control. Now the ones that don't fill up all the way, I will back them with something else. Apparently, there's a little piece right up here, so I'll go ahead and fill that in. Scrape some of that out of there. Take it over to the A. H could use a little bit more. go and refill that one too much. How about that? Well, I think I pretty much covered those. And I still have a very smidgy stuff here, so I will look at these and see if I can add, oops, a little bit more to each one. And I think that'll probably do it. Alright everybody, I'll see you in well, you'll see me in about a second or two, but I'll see you in a couple minutes. Or, yeah, a couple hours. Okay, 2 hours is set, and I'll see you soon. Alright, this took about 2 hours. Some of them are a little softish, but they're not undone. So we're going to start with the witch earrings. I did get a few micro bubbles still that popped up in here, and there's a hair, of course. She may be a little too soft still, but I'm going to loosen her and find out. This is straight off the mat, and that's why they're still a little soft. They've not had a chance to cool down completely yet. Definitely bendy. But if I can get them out, they can lay flat to cool the rest of the way. Alright. Witch number 1. Let's put her up here to cool. And witch number 2, so let's bring them up as the pair they are. I think I like her in blue. Okay, let's keep her down here though. Let's move this guy down just a little bit. Alright, I'm just going to turn these over. To push them out. See, I can just roll them out like that. Some a little bit more stubborn than others. Out they go. So, this is the H. It has a spider web underneath the bar of the H there. My fingernail is in the way, isn't it? And has the cat right there. Very difficult to see since they're not differentiated with something else. This one's just got a spider web and a ghost for the L. Don't know which way to hold these things up there. There we go. Alright, see if that works better. Slightly. So H, A, with a witch's hat. L has a bat and a web. There we go. This one, oop. And this L has the ghost and the web. The O has a witch's cauldron. Whoops. The W has a spell book. One E has a ghost, and I'm thinking it's a web at the end of the middle E bar. Excuse me. This one has a pumpkin and a web at the end of the E bar, middle E bar. Oh, for Pete's sake. There we go. And the N has a witch's broom on it. Alright, let's see what the skull looks like in blue. Getting a lot easier to demold. That means the mold's getting a little worn. which for me is okay because my arthritis loves being able to do easy. Wow, he's got a super shiny blue head. Wow. Oh, I love like how it's got rays from the mica settling down the face. Oh, I like him. Alright, and now the main attraction. Yes, he is still a little bendy because of the thinner parts, so I'll take a little bit of time with him. Get it loosened up in between here. A little bit of a poke through here. Get an assistant area here. So we poke down. Poke down in areas that we can. Some areas not so easy to poke because of the stands underneath. And yes, I made sure he was at the middle so as to make sure he cured really well. And apparently he's not hard enough on this one side, but I will turn him over. And we're going to work at it that way too. Just push down as we go. And that'll start moving him away from the mold. Just start rolling this up around him. Try not to rip him in half. as we're getting to the end of getting this mold demolded, I would like to thank everybody for watching and for the fact that I now have 250 subscribers. Something I had a goal of for my birthday, that was all. There's no other purpose for it. I have made a decision while this was busy curing and getting hard, and that is that I probably will not stay a Temu affiliate, and I don't know how to remove myself from the affiliation other than to just not put the links in. I don't see any benefits to being a Temu affiliate. I haven't gotten any benefits, and I don't like trying to promote a company that has such bad packaging practices so that people get disappointed when they get items that are broken or warped or bent or unusable. And it's just not good business practice. I mean, if I was running a business that way, and believe me, I ran a computer business for, oh my gosh, before I couldn't see anymore, about 30 years. And yeah, if I had run my business that way, I would not have had any business. But he is being completely stubborn. Alright. I'm going to let him cool for a few more minutes, and I'll be right back. Alright, got him loosened up completely now. He is bendy. All those smaller areas that are so thin, they are definitely bendy. So I'm going to just get him out of here. And done will be done. There we go. Alright, everybody. I'll lift him a little bit. Like I said, he's bendy, he's flexible. But he is done. Oh, that's a noose around his neck. That's cool. And the little toadstools. And his hand on this side is a little weird, but that works. Alright, everybody, I hope you enjoyed this. I'll let him sit and finish curing the rest of the way. I want to thank you all for viewing this video, watching, being such a small-time channel. I know it's hard for small-time channels to get ahead on YouTube. It's not my intention to do that for any real purpose other than maybe to hit 500 subscribers now, so that I can get the little bit of monetization that comes from that to help me afford my obsessions with resin and other crafting. Anyway, if you liked it, thumbs up. Thank you for subscribing to those that have. If you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. If you do, hit the notification bell for being notified of future videos. It's so cool. Leave a comment and share if you want. Alright, peace out everybody.